Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt Modi with OddsJam. What we're going to do in this video, just get some early bets in for the MLB betting slate for tomorrow. So I was looking at the MLB slate. We don't have a ton of games. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Only 9 MLB games tomorrow. So as you can see, it's a little bit of a lighter load for the games tomorrow. They also haven't posted player props yet, so that will probably be coming out in a different video. But regardless, still going to bet some baseball. Now, to do a little bit of a recap, my plays today had a nice 2-in-1 day with my two biggest plays hitting. So that's $156 in profit. So finally able to have a nice day. And since I have been tracking with my new strategy, I'm actually up money. So I'm up about $60 total, as you can see here, since I started my new strategy on the 21st. And if you look at my expected profit, I'm at about 70. So I'm starting to inch a little bit closer to my expected profit, having a couple good days in this stretch, obviously highlighted by this 2-in-1 stretch here, which was very nice, desperately needed. So for tomorrow's picks, I actually only have one for you already locked in. And what we're looking at here is the Seattle Mariners -1.5. So this is plus 150 on Caesars. So if I log into Caesars, you will see that I've already locked this bad boy in. Of course, as I'm logging in, I'll just say and preface that all of the bets that I get, including these baseball bets that I'm finally starting to have some success with, I get using the OddsJam Positive Expected Value page. So, sportsbooks in general, because they charge a vig, they generally have the edge on you. So using a tool like OddsJam, like the Positive Expected Value page, will help you get an edge on the sportsbooks. You can actually calculate just how much of an edge you have, which I will put in my sheet now before I forget. It's 3.48%, but I will explain that. So the way it works is, as you're probably familiar, but I'll do a short recap, is the OddsJam line pulled here is pulled from the most accurate bookmaker in the world. This sports book generally has the most efficient betting market, so it generally has the best odds for a specific play. So anywhere in which we're getting more favorable odds on another sports book, it's going to have positive expected value associated with it. And this percent here can essentially be viewed as your profit margin, your percent edge. And another thing before I get into it is you need to also remove the VIG, which is this column here, the no VIG odds. The VIG is essentially just the juice that sportsbooks price odds themselves. They don't charge a transaction fee, they just charge a VIG, and that's how they make all their money. So in order to get an accurate representation of what this OddsJam sportsbook, this OddsJam line prices a market at, you need to remove the VIG, which is exactly what we did here. So to talk about the math for this specific play, again, profit margin is roughly 3.48%. The odds that we bet it at on Caesars were plus 150. So if I go to my open bets, you will see it right here, Seattle Mariners plus 150. I also took the Red Sox money line at plus 170, but those odds changed, so it's not part of my official tracked plays. So the plus 150, as I mentioned, the odds we bet it at. The OddsJam line, which you see here, has this priced at plus 136, and with the VIG removed at plus 141. So that gap between the plus 141 and the plus 150, that is what has positive expected value associated with it, and that's what translates to the 3.48%. Now, the last thing that I look at before deciding whether I'm going to take a play or not is this market width. So the market width is a way in which you can essentially measure confidence in a line. The lower the number, the better. And basically, the logic is the more money that a sportsbook has, this specific sportsbook, the OddsJam line, has received on a market, the tighter the odds are going to be. And we can actually calculate that using the formula for market width. And anything below 25 is going to be a pretty tight market. It's going to be within range of something I would play. And anything 15 and below is a really tight market. So this one being at 14 is really good. So I ended up betting this one, as you saw on Caesars. In terms of unit sizing, I go off of the calculator, which has this priced. I ended up rounding this one down to 55. So I put 55 bucks on it, as you can see here. So now let me just add this all to my spreadsheet real quick. Mariners -1.5. This is going to be the 27th. I put 55 bucks on it. It was plus 150 odds. And this little formula here it's a way you can actually measure your expected profit in terms of actual dollar figures instead of just the percent here. So if I drag this down, it's a really complicated formula. It's just the amount of money you bet versus the percent. So in this case, because it's a little bit of a lower percent at 3.48, that I didn't put a ton of money on it because the odds. So you see the win percentage here at 41%. This win percentage is based off of the no vig odds. So anything, obviously the lower the win percentage, the less money this calculator here is going to tell you to put on it. So this one you can essentially put 2 units on, which is what I did. So it gives me an expected profit of $1.91. So we'll see how things go. This is going to be my only play. I also looked into it from a baseball perspective and found it a valuable play. So the pitching matchup is pretty good with a little bit in favor of Seattle. Seattle is also the home team here, which gives them an advantage. And just looking at the standings, I was actually surprised at how okay Baltimore was doing this year, because they've just been the absolute lowest end of the league for years now. But sitting at 34 and 40 with a only minus 25 run differential, being 7-3 in their last 10 isn't horrible. If you look at their away record, that is what I'm a little bit nervous about. So you see that 16 and 23 away. Now, if we go to the Mariners, they have the same record, 34 and 40. They have a little bit of a better run differential, and while they still have a losing record at home, the Orioles' away record is what really scares me here. So I ended up being comfortable from also just a handicapping perspective, putting the $55 on the Mariners at minus 1.5. plus 150 odds, and I've already added it to my bet tracker, which is why you see the plus there. So that's going to be my only play for today. If you're wondering why I skipped these first 3, this one wasn't within market width. For my new baseball strategy, I'm actually avoiding moneyline bets, and I'm especially avoiding moneyline bets on WinBet because I just got absolutely hammered, just annihilated with those. And this yes run first inning one I ended up avoiding. So I actually had a yes run first inning hit yesterday for $125, but that one was a really, really valuable play. I looked into this one, and it's not as valuable for a couple reasons. Number one, the discrepancy isn't quite there. OddsJam has it at minus 110. The other 2 books we have odds for have it for even money, so kind of in between the OddsJam line and DraftKings, and that's not enough of a discrepancy for me. Like if we go to this Mariners one, which I actually meant to do and forgot, it's priced at plus 150. And as you can see, every other book we have odds for, except for DraftKings, has it in the plus 130s or plus 120s. So this plus 150 is a clear outlier when you compare it across every other book. But for this yes run first inning, it's not quite as much of an outlier. So I avoided it. I also avoided it just for baseball handicapping purposes. If you look at this pitching matchup, it's 2 monsters, Pablo Lopez and Adam Wainwright. So I decided not to fade those pitchers, and that's why I avoided this one. So to answer the question that a lot of people ask, not every single play on here is going to be something that you should take. And that's exactly why I avoided these 3. So anyways, that's all I got for you. I'll probably do a video tomorrow morning with more MLB plays as odds start to come in, especially player props. But for this one, again, to recap, I put $55 on the Mariners minus 1.5 at plus 150 odds. So if you are tailing it, let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at Modi_Matt, as you see on the screen here. Comment on the video. Let me know you're tailing that way. Other than that, please remember to like, subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, and then share the video with your friends. But that is all I got for you. So thank you guys for watching, and have a good one.